The following podcast is intended for mature audiences. Listener discretion is advised.
Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody's listening, no. Nobody's listening. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak. Nobody wants to hear them speak.
Thank you for downloading, streaming, or however it is that you listen to the Not Listening podcast. I am Adam. Barker Podcast. The one, the only, unfortunately. Yeah, so welcome along, everybody. I guess you're wondering what this is all about. I've been sort of teasing online, on Twitter and Facebook, saying a lot of changes are coming to the Not Listening sort of world. And a lot of people are sending in tweets saying, what, you're finishing, you're quitting? Thank God, good riddance, mate, fuck off. Unfortunately, no. Sorry to disappoint lots of people that actually tweeted in a message in saying that. Instead, what we are doing, we are doing more, but less. We're doing more but less, if that makes any fucking sense. It doesn't really, but what the idea is, I'm just going to lay it all out to you right now so you can just get on with the episode. What's happening now, instead of having one episode per week, which is like 35 minutes long, and it's got lots of little chat in it, which you kind of, you listen to a little bit, and then you stop listening. You don't even get through the whole lot of it, because I know half an hour, even though it's not a long time, can be a long time when you've got a lot of stuff to do. You've got a busy life. Instead of having like a half hour, I don't know what to call it, like compilation show, because that's kind of what the Not Listening podcast was. Instead of just doing that, we're just going to take them out and release them separately. So every little segment and little chat we do is going to go out as its own podcast, which means the podcast will be shorter, which means that there will be no more long rambling intros like this one. It will be shows where we have a little tiny start, have the segment, finish, bam. Goes along with the stuff on the website, the blog post. It'll give you a detail, maybe a little bit extra videos or something, a little bit more information about what we're talking about. So say for example, today's episode we are going to be talking about Jurassic Park, right? Okay. Not every intro will be telling you exactly what's coming up. I mean, you need to go to the website and check it out, or just listen. So today's we're talking about Jurassic Park. So if you are on the website right now, notlisten.co.uk, thank you very much. How you doing? Share it, write a comment. Look at the stuff, because no doubt if I have been on the ball, I have written stuff on the website for you to sort of listen and read at the same time. I'm trying to make this more interactive and more across the board, instead of you just being a podcast where you're just listening. Yeah, I mean, you could be sitting, if you are just listening on a train, fair enough, I don't mind that, I'm happy, that's what podcast is for. But this is more now for the website as well, to get involved. So go to the website and you find out more. Do you know what I mean? I'm really kind of selling this, trying to sell this like a right dick. More, go to the website and get involved more and find out more about the episode. Because they're only going to be roughly anything between 5 and 15. Hopefully, this may all go tits up, and then in a couple of months' time, it's going to be about 3 hour long. When we first started the podcast, it was really long. They were an hour and a half, 2 hours, maybe longer, 2.5 hours, a couple of them. And then we dwindled it right down to an hour, then 45 minutes, and now we've got them down to about half an hour, and now we're getting shorter. So I reckon in about a year's time, the podcast will be a minute long, and you still won't be happy. So, bar this long rambling intro, hopefully you will start getting more podcasts a week, maybe 2 or 3, along with posts on the website, and more interesting, exciting, entertaining content on the website that you can sink your teeth into, right? So listen with your ears, read with your eyes, talk with your mouths, and do everything else that you're supposed to do. I don't know what I'm saying now. This is a long rambling intro. Let's go straight to the episode where we'll be talking about Jurassic Park. And Ash has a very interesting idea about what he wants to do with it.
Hashtag not listening.
A film that I was thinking about that would be quite good to actually remake or reboot.
Oh, let's reboot something now, shall we?
Yeah, we can reboot something.
It's rebooting time.
It certainly is.
Hit the jingle.
Deep reboot. With the crowd say, Bo's.
Reboot. Reboot. We don't have a jingle. That's fine.
Yeah, so that's our new jingle. Excellent. I hope you liked it.
Jingle.
Ha, ha, ha.
But no, I'm going to stop the recording and start again because that's terrible. That's not podcasting material. So, yeah.
But anyway, back to the reboot. It's, I would say that it would be quite good to reboot Jurassic Park.
Hang on. Are you saying you want to reboot a movie which has made millions and millions of pounds, is a very successful franchise, and has a movie coming out very soon to expand on that franchise, and you want to now spend a couple of minutes telling you what you would do to correct it, how you would reboot it, how you would make it better, how you, Ash, a man just from the south of England, drinking beer, will tell the people in Hollywood how to remake a movie.
Because all the people in Hollywood are listening.
Yeah, because
Fair enough.
Fair enough, yeah. All right.
the first one was actually a superb film.
The first 1993, Jurassic Park, based on the book by Michael Crichton.
Yep. Which was a very good book, and they did take quite a lot of it.
Have you
but
read
they
it?
missed some out, yeah.
I read it shortly after the film.
Did you read it?
Back in a long time ago.
You read it after the film, you read it before or after the film?
I read it before the film.
Oh, check
My
you
granddad-
out.
My granddad gave it to me. 'Cause
I knew
he'd read
things
it.
before they were cool.
Yeah, he started talking about it. I said, "Oh, that'd be a book I'd like to read."
Okay.
So I can't really remember much of it because I'm talking. I read it in '91-ish or '90 when I could read those bigger words.
Well, I could read back in the early 90s.
Yeah, I've forgotten now. Too much beer. But no, they did a very good job, and they had a good cast in it with Richard Attenborough and all of that kind of stuff.
Oh, Dickie Attenborough.
The effects for back in
The
those days
effects
were amazing.
Were
This-
very, very good. They're still pretty good. It
Yeah.
hasn't dated as badly as it could have done.
It was mostly animatronics, wasn't it? Not really much on the CGI side. It was slightly too early for that.
The CGI, though, stands up. I still think it does.
Yeah, when they've got the swarm of them running
Yep.
around and jumping over the logs and stuff, and how they actually physically made all the when they hid under the logs, they made the logs actually physically move.
I still enjoy when I'm outdoors and people are indoors, pressing my nose up against the pane of glass and going like the velociraptors in the kitchen scene. It just makes me happy. Just that one snort to steam it up. I think that's it's just satisfying.
Oh, bless.
That's my contribution.
Yeah, well, what got me thinking about it was I've actually just watched the TV series Primeval,
Oh, okay.
which is all about
Dinosaurs.
coming into the present, and the CGI in that was really, really good, and that's the only thing that would really actually enhance the original film. The storyline that they've got.
So they could
is
just do a
quite good.
remastered version.
Yeah.
They could,
They could Lucas it up.
yeah.
Couple of stormtroopers. Jar Jar Binks.
Yeah, with the odd scene with with people riding them and stuff like that. Nah. But no, they can improve it. They can move it a little bit more back towards the book. The book was a lot more gruesome because it wasn't.
I think the kids were younger in it as well. I seem to recall it was actually an older brother and a younger sister, and the whole thing with the kids. So often in sort of TV adaptations, they always make the kids older because the kids in the books they can't find young enough actors to do suitable roles.
Yeah, to actually do what you tell them.
Yeah.
they wouldn't.
Say this. I'm not saying that. Oh, look, there's a fucking dinosaur over there. Stop swearing, it's PG. Little shit.
Yeah, that's the thing. I think they could make a slightly more adult version of it.
Well, they
Not
are
as-
making Jurassic World, which is technically almost like a reboot of the Jurassic Park
Every
series.
time it's basically more of the same, I think, with the Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I didn't like 3 and all of that. Again, it was the first one was the best, and then they lost it a bit in the sequels.
Well, you could say the second one.
Actually,
It was
the second
called The
one, I'd say the
Lost
second
World, so they definitely lost it.
Yeah,
No, I don't get it.
it was the
There?
second one with the guy that went to try and capture them all and all that kind of stuff, wasn't it?
Second one was Jeff Goldblum come back.
Yeah, Yeah, it was the second one that I disliked the most.
That was Godzilla, pretty much, because the T-Rex got let loose in New York.
Yeah, because they captured it with the bad guy. Yeah, that one wasn't as good, and that's where they sort of started.
Yeah.
They lost it, but they could redo the first one.
Well, that's
and
the
make
trouble
it a bit
when the
more-
original is an adaptation of a book, and the author's not really gone down the route of turning it
Yeah.
into a series. It was a complete story and needed nothing further, but it was so successful they had to do more. And that's one of the major issues on Hollywood.
Yeah.
You tell him, Governor Will.
Well, they're listening, aren't they? We established
We
that.
established they're listening. They download it every week.
Yeah,
They leave a message on the Spreaker page, say thank you for letting us know that we are doing our job.
yeah.
Well, fuck you, Hollywood. Sort it out.
Oh, yeah. If Hollywood wants to hire us to come over there and just fucking sort them out, then
Yeah. They love the British out in
we'll
Hollywood.
think about it.
They're winning awards left, right, and centre. If you're English, you go to Hollywood, they just give you an award just for being English.
That sounds good. Let's go.
Yeah, why am I still
They're
here?
like, hey, have an Oscar. Here you go. I've been in a movie, but you're English. you deserve an award for being English.
My dear boy, that's jolly kind of you.
Yeah, I'll thank them. I'd like to thank my family. I'd like to thank the non-listening podcast. Oh, it's amazing. Now, can we meet Stephen Hawking now? Hang on, you sure sounded like Stephen Hawking? He's got an American accent.
Yeah,
From
he's very robotic. He's got a good voice.
Would you have him as Jurassic Park? Stephen Hawking?
He could
Yeah,
be one of
he
the dinosaurs.
Just a little one.
So, to summarise, Jurassic Park, you would reboot it to make it look better.
I reboot it to make it look better and move the story back into more towards the book,
Which you can't remember.
and make it. I can remember some of it, but make it a little bit more gruesome and not as kiddie friendly.
I love the way you prep for this show. Just reboot film that I just thought about 2 minutes ago.
To be fair, he was going to talk about a different reboot, but I just went, yeah, I've not seen that. So you have to talk about something else.
So there you go, listeners of the Not Listening podcast. That's how we prep.
Yeah, 2 minutes before. Wait.
Hey, if you're on Twitter, why don't you follow me at Barker Podcast or Not Listening Pod? You can't follow these two motherfuckers because they don't tweet. Do ya, Will? There you go. That's them not tweeting. At Barker Podcast or at Not Listening Pod. Fuckers, you're supposed to say something in that bit.
Oh, sorry.
Nobody's listening.